YB stays on your neck.
Yo, my dons, make sure you hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and obviously hit the bell for notifications. Wow. Wow, what can I say on this one? I gotta be honest with you guys. I didn't plan on watching it, to be honest. I didn't even know the fight was on until Thursday this week. So what happened was, I was up late anyway, in and out of consciousness, and somehow I woke up and it was actually the last round of the live fight. I put it on. I could not believe my eyes. Tyson, Pillow Fist Fury, really earning his name tonight, going life and death with a complete stiff. Now, before I carry on, let me say this. I'm sorry, but the bottom line is Otto Wallin would have been knocked out by Wilder tonight. He would have been knocked out by AJ tonight. Fury would have been knocked out by Wilder tonight. He would have been knocked out by AJ tonight. Oh, yes! Oh! Anthony Joshua, he wouldn't land a glove on me. All you Fury fans talking about people not landing gloves. Wallin was all over him. And the reason I actually did call Wallin a stiff was because I think tonight, Wallin, as a fighter, people get this twisted. People keep ranting and raving. Oh, Wallin, he proved this, he proved that. He did what he was paid to do. He did what he signed up to do. He got in there and he had a fight. This day and age, it seems to be people are rewarded. Oh, he's a great warrior. Just because he chose to not be a bum, like Schwartz, fair play to him in that respect. He did turn up. But you think about it, back in the 80s, for example, Mike Tyson versus, I don't know, pick anyone. There's a lot of people there who actually came to fight and got stuck in. Yes, a few folded, but this day and age, unless it's a top five, everyone else just turns up and falls over. So in that respect, Wallin, he did better than 99% of all the fighters this day and age. However, he didn't really go over. He didn't go over that. He didn't do something amazing. Meaning, I actually believe Wallin should go home tonight pretty disappointed with himself. He could have won this fight. If his gas tank had been a higher level and he'd have been in better shape, I think he could have won this fight, in honesty. Now, he's happy. He seems to be quite happy at the fact he lost. I think he should be disappointed. Now, in that respect, his dad just passed away, so he did a good job. He definitely, as I said before, I actually rated him to an extent, saying he did better than 99% of people in boxing this day and age. However, he didn't do anything amazing. Amazing would have been actually going there in shape. That Fury was there to be beat tonight. John Fury said it himself. Anyone else would have beat him, and in that respect, I think that what's his name, Wallin, will be actually kicking himself on hindsight. If he'd had a bit more of a gas tank, Fury was awful in there, slugging. And I'm sorry, this is the other thing I want to point out. I'm a bit all over the place, but I'm going to get it all out anyway. Listen, tonight proved that Fury has no power at all, not even a bit of power. Because the whole party line for Fury has been, yes, Tyson Fury. The reason he doesn't punch hard is because he doesn't sit down on his shots. If Fury sit down on his shots, he'll punch hard. Yes, he'll punch as hard as AJ. Yes, he'll punch as hard as Deontay Wilder. Is it because he doesn't sit down on his punches? Everyone's sitting there saying, oh, yeah, well, the reason Fury doesn't punch hard is because he doesn't sit down on his punches. Well, tonight, he was sitting down on his punches, but still slapping, didn't do anything. Schwartz came out of the fight and said, some reporter said, oh, Schwartz, he looked like Fury looked like he folded you in the 12th round. Schwartz said, I don't even remember it. He don't remember squat, because there's no power. One thing we do know is, if he was in there with AJ, if he was in there with Wilder, Schwartz wouldn't have been remember anything, because he'd have been on a one-way ticket to Asgard. That's what they've been doing tonight. Yeah? Both, in fact, Fury, never mind Wallin. Fury and Wallin in the same night would have been iced by AJ or Wilder individually. Wilder would have knocked both of them out tonight, and AJ would have knocked both of them out tonight. That's the bottom line. Absolute bottom line. Awful in there. And it's funny, I'm already seeing Fury fans saying, oh, yes, Tyson Fury, he was playing possum. He's trying to make Deontay Wilder fight. Don't be stupid. Don't be stupid now. Yeah? Wilder was mandated to fight Fury. He couldn't do anything but fight Fury. Fury didn't want it, telling me, oh, Fury's trying to do it to lure Wilder out. You muppets. Fury, I'm sorry, I'm going to do a separate video on this, but John Fury, his dad, pointed out the best. Bottom line. He looked awful. No power. No gas tank. And this whole business of, what's his name? Who's that idiot? What's his name? What's that fool's name? Ben Davidson. Ben Davidson, awful trainer.
Awful. He gets all this hype. He spends too much time, you can tell. Ben Davison spends too much time combing his hair. His hair's all straightened. It's weird, man. He's got his little headband on, perfectly put. He thinks it's all a bit of... He thinks his Mr. Wants to be in the camera. Another P. Diddy in boxing. I just don't understand it. No gas tank. People are saying, oh, we overtrained. No. Fury, unfortunately, you Fury fans are going to learn now. And you lot are going to get him hurt. I did actually tell you this. You lot are going to get Fury seriously hurt if you keep gassing him up. If he goes in there with Wilder, he's going to get hurt. If he goes in there with AJ, he's going to get hurt. Yeah? Fury's going 50-50 on the inside with who? Wallin going 50-50 on the inside. Can you imagine what AJ would do to him? And this is another thing. I'm going to do a separate video on this. But listen, from a Fury point of, from an AJ point of view now, just quickly. When AJ watches this fight, yeah, I want him to take something from this. This proves the whole pillow-fisted bollocks of, oh, I'm gonna run backwards and pat my jab in your face. It's no good. It's no good, AJ. The king of so-called doing that just showed you it's useless. The minute someone sticks it on you, it all goes out the window. It's useless. Don't work. Because the king of running backwards and throwing a weak-ass jab has now been unravelled. It just doesn't work, unfortunately. What you need to be doing, rather than trying to be, oh, I want to be Mr. Boxer, you need to go back to what you was doing that was working, marching forward, stiffening the jab straight up. And I was thinking about this the other day, but the reason AJ's jab was so damn weak in the Ruiz fight was because he was constantly looking to go backwards with it. And I'm going to, anyway, let me not talk about AJ. But AJ needs to watch this fight and take from it all that pity-patty BS. No good. Leave it in that Ruiz fight. No more of that. Because Fury, the man himself, Mr. Pity Patty himself, Mr. Backhand weak ass jab himself, don't work. The minute someone's there who actually wants some smoke, it goes out the window. And he's got no inside game. He's got no power on the inside. He was sitting down. You could see it in his face. He was really digging shots. Schwartz didn't think nothing of it. And that's a scary sight for Fury. Any Fury fan out there, on a serious note, me as a man, let's not talk about Fury fan, me as a man, I'm worried for Fury, seriously. The last thing he needs in his life now is to be anywhere near Wilder. He's a shot man. People are talking about, oh, he's overtrained. Ben Davison wouldn't know the first thing about overtraining. And besides, Ben Davison himself even said, oh yeah, my fighters don't become overtrained because I'm managing this, I'm managing that, we're doing this, we're doing that. So he admits himself that he's aware of overtraining. So you can't pull the overtraining excuse. Overtraining works when you're dealing with these old school trainers who haven't really got a clue. But Ben Davison himself, he's fully aware of it, and he takes it into account. He says, yeah, we take days off when we need to, etc, etc. So please don't talk about overtraining, yeah? I'll tell you what Fury was. He is degaled. He is Tyson DeGale Fury. He's shot. And I'm the one, actually, let's get it right now in this YouTube business. I'm going to call a spade a spade. There weren't no one talking about Fury being shot after the Wilder fight. Everyone was on the bandwagon. Oh, yes, Tyson Fury. Oh, Deontay Wilder. He boxed Deontay Wilder's head off. Everyone was blowing his horn up. But the YB, the guy who got the casual, the man who don't know boxing, was the only one calling it. I called him DeGale. He looked shot to me. His legs ain't the same. Compared to the Klitschko fight, I could see the writing was on the wall for me. He don't look the same. He weren't as sharp. And I said before, that Fury that was in there against Klitschko is one thing. Yeah, I don't believe Wilder would have landed on him. But that Fury against Wilder hit him twice. Not the same guy, man. Not as sharp. Not as much cardio. Shot. DeGale. And you got to remember, Fury set the bar real high. So what people forget is they see Fury and his certain level of skill now in 2019 and they say, oh, he's not shot. Look at his footwork. He's better than every other heavyweight. Oh, look at this. Look at that. But you've got to realise he might still look good relatively speaking. But absolutely, compared to where he was, if where he was 100, he's now at 80 or 70 at best. And that's what I'm saying, that's what's dangerous. You can sit there and, oh, well, he's got better footwork than A, B, C, D, but still, that is his whole game. It's not as if, like, oh, he's got footwork, but don't worry, I know he's half shot, but he's got footwork, but don't worry. I know he's half shot, but don't worry. If worse comes to worse, Fury can always bang on the inside. He doesn't have that. If his legs run out, he's done. And Wallin proved that tonight. Because as I said, if Wallin had any cardio, or if Wallin had any, like, ferociousness on the inside, he would have stopped Fury. That cut was there for 9 rounds. And that's what I'm saying. Everyone gassing Wallin up, he lost this fight for himself. That cut was there for how many rounds? And he didn't do enough. I'm sorry, he didn't take it. It was there on a plate. And to be honest, even outside of the cut, I think Wallin, a Wallin who actually fully had better preparation, better cardio, I think he could have finished Fury outside of the cut, to be honest. He was there for the taking. But even that, put that to one side. The fact the cut was there and Wallin didn't do enough, for me, he should go home tonight and be disappointed with that. If you couldn't get a stoppage with that kind of cut, when are you ever going to get a stoppage? And it's not a case of, oh well, the ref was helping him out. Yes, the ref probably was biased towards Fury, but still, the cut was there. He could have done a lot more. And I'm going to do a video on this in its own right, but he even made Schwartz, instead of going to work in the actual ring, he pulled a dirty move and tried to smudge his glove in Fury's face, which I don't respect. And that's another reason why everyone's gassing it, oh, how great he did. That's another thing I don't rate. Rather than, how about stop trying to cheat? Why don't you go to work in the actual 3-minute round you had? Never mind, oh, the round's over, let me try and widen the cut. You could have been widening the cut in the 3-minute round, but you didn't want to do that. You didn't want to put it on the line. You didn't want to throw combinations. You didn't, bottom line, because if you did, the cut would have been so wide, and it was so big, it didn't need much more widening up. But that's my explanation of why, yes, Wallin, as I keep saying, he's got more respect than 99.9% of fighters today. However, in reality, I wouldn't be happy if I was him going home tonight. That fight was there, with the cut and with Fury's performance. Put them both in there, and it was there for the taking. Didn't have the cardio, whatever. For whatever reason, he couldn't pull it off. And that's what he needs to reflect on that. But I just don't want everyone to get too gassed about how great Wallin was, because that was the worst Fury I've ever seen, to be honest. Even back in his old days. And you got to remember, John McDermott did similar things that Wallin did, but McDermott was fighting a fresh Fury, and McDermott was a good inside fighter. So this Schwartz guy, the fact that Wallin made Fury look like McDermott did. McDermott was wicked on the inside. McDermott was the way McDermott fought Fury is how Schwartz could have done, but Schwartz weren't as hungry as, sorry, I keep getting confused, but Wallin, I'm talking about Wallin all the time, but this Schwartz and Wallin, all these random ass fighters, I don't know who they are, but this Wallin cat should have imposed the McDermott, but he didn't have the inside fight, he didn't have the hunger, didn't have the combos, didn't have it in him. Bottom line, everyone's gassing him, oh, he's so hard, he's a Swede warrior. If he was a Swede warrior, any true Swede warrior, in my opinion, would have got the finish tonight. He didn't do that, so I'm not on this whole bandwagon of sucking people off, giving them praise for stuff they haven't done. Anyway, let me now quickly check my notes before I carry on. Wow, I'm on a hype today, because this Fury business. All I can say is I've been trying to tell people this. This here was a classic case of a shocked fighter. No power. His jab. Wow, Fury's hasn't been known as a prolific jab throughout his career, but his jab was so weak tonight. He was back. It's become even more backhanding. It's like, what are these trainers doing? I'm sorry, people slagging me off, I'm a casual. All I know is my fighters would be jabbing properly. And it's funny, I've got some new developments coming in over the next week, and I'm going to start doing physical representations of what I'm talking about. And everyone will be able to comment and critique what I'm saying. Maybe what I'm thinking I'm doing isn't right either. And you'll equally have the opportunity. All I'm saying is, I believe what I'm going to show you, man, is going to be better. What's that backhand jab doing? No power on it. I just don't get it. What's that about? No power. It didn't do anything. It's not even scoring, to be honest. I don't know what it does. I mean, it was weak as you like. No power. No inside fighting. No power on the inside. His cardio, the one thing he used to have, is gone. All of these are signs of being shot, by the way. Let's call a spade a spade. All these are signs of being shot. And actually, here's another note. I've been quite critical of Wallin, but I do want to say, how bad must Schwartz have been? Because this is the same Fury. Let's get it right. This is the same Fury that fought Schwartz. And everyone was sucking, oh my gosh, Fury, oh my god, who can do, oh, yes, oh, Tyson Fury, who can fight like this? Everyone was blowing Fury off for his Schwartz performance. And it's funny, I called Schwartz a bum at the time. And everyone said, oh, you can't say that, oh, yeah, no, Schwartz was a true fighting man, oh, Schwartz gave it his, oh, Schwartz. Everyone was blowing him off. That just goes to, Wallin tonight showed how useless and heartless and completely bum Schwartz was. Got in there and flopped over. Wallin showed that an average fighter with a bit of damn heart can get the job half done against Fury. And that's the bottom line, I'm sorry. And this makes me laugh. People talking about AJ. If AJ can dial his head in properly, imagine what AJ would have done to him. Now, I'm not sure, the AJ that turned up versus Ruiz, that would have been a 50-50 fight tonight versus Fury. But an old AJ, who drives a jab forward, high guard, imagine what he would have done to Fury on the inside. And it makes me laugh once again. Everyone thinks I'm a casual, but I'm the one saying AJ needs to go back to more inside fighting. And what do we know? Imagine what AJ would have done to Fury on the inside tonight. And the same applies to Wilder. AJ's his unique characteristic is this day and age, all the heavyweights, they can't fight on the inside. Fury can't, no power. Wilder can't, too sloppy, too wide. AJ's that's his attribute, and it seems to be McCracken wants him to become. Oh, I'll tell you what to do. Let's do the thing that no heavyweight needs to do these days, which is run backwards and pepper a jab like Fury. Completely, that whole style of boxing has been completely exposed. Because unless you have some mad cardio base, unless you have mad speed, mad chicken legs, so you can run around backwards for ages, it don't work. What Fury's ran out of gas after 6 rounds, and it became a slugging fest. And that's what AJ would do to him. If Fury would run out of gas because he's shot, AJ would get on top of him and literally open him up. Never mind a gash on his head, he will become a gash. He will split him in two. That's what will happen if people listen to YB. Now, if you listen to McCrackhead and you want to fanny around, oh, I'm going to become a boxer, oh, I'm going to run backwards, then it's your business, and you can live with that. Oh, I love McCracken, oh, I respect McCracken, oh, suck. If you want to suck McCracken off, that's your right to do that. But don't become crying to me when you're in there with Fury and it's going 50-50. I'm telling you now, AJ goes in there and marches forward. Fury, that'll be it. 3 rounds, 4 rounds, done. The minute Fury's legs run out, it's over. Simple as that. Anyway, let me see what else I've written down here. Yeah, imagine what AJ and Wilder would have done to him. Fury was proper trying to dig down and proper sat on his shots, but completely useless, man. Completely useless. Arm punches, yet once again, that's another thing I'm going to show people. Fury's arm punches. He don't dig his elbow into his shots when he throws hooks. He slaps. Awful technique. What are these trainers doing? Awful. Anyway, that's that rant done. The YB's shot on this one. I thought, I'm the first guy to admit I thought he was shot, but wow. There's shot, and then there's that. Never mind DeGale. Fury and DeGale, they're in the same pot, and all you Fury fans, I can't wait to see what, it's overtrained. I can't wait to see what you man have got to excuse this. And this is the thing, let's get nips in the bud now. Don't give me the whole, if people are saying now, Wallin would have gone 50-50 with AJ, come on, man. Let's be real. Wallin weren't no good in there either. Wallin weren't no good in there. That's how bad Fury was. Both of them, as I said before, AJ would have knocked Wallin out and Fury in the same ring at the same time, in my opinion. And Wilder would have done the same. Because what would have happened was, after 3 rounds, Fury's legs would have been done. Wallin's legs would have been done. Wilder would put one right hand on Fury, one right hand on Wallin, and that'll be it. They'll both be laying there flat. Same with AJ. AJ will be a bit different. AJ will set him up, yeah? It'll be simple as that. Slip with it, and that'll be it. Sleeping.